All right, here we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken, right here on BearcatJournal.com. You know the drill. www.galacticfriedchicken.com. Download the app for Android, iPhone, everything Galactic. Pull it up. Go on the app. They will deliver right to your house, pretty much anywhere inside the 275 loop, or make it down to Dayton, Kentucky. Tell them to pump it up. Save yourself 15% off of your order. All right, Aaron Smith.
All right,
a lot to get to. It is July 1st.
It is.
Cincinnati's in the Big 12. So weird to say. So, I don't know. I recorded something with Tim Fitzgerald that runs our Kansas State site. That's, I think he said he started with Rivals in 1996. So, one of the OGs of the message board community and
of the internet.
Of the internet, yeah. Al Gore consulted him when he started the internet. And he had me on to talk about Cincinnati coming into the Big 12, and it's surreal. It really is. Like I explained on his show, for UC fans, this is different than everybody else because they were in the club, and then the club that they were in closed, and everybody else went to the other clubs, and UC was kind of left standing there.
The bouncers kept telling them they weren't on the list.
Right. No, sorry, you're not on the list. So this is really surreal if you're a Cincinnati fan. That's the only word I really have that kind of defines it for me is surreal. That when you get kicked out of the club or left out of the club, I guess is a better way to put it in Cincinnati's situation, you don't ever expect to get back in.
No, and I mean you're seeing some of that right now with fan bases like Memphis.
Yeah.
That are is there another opportunity? South Florida kind of going through the same thing.
South Florida is like Cincinnati in that they were in the Big East, and then they got left out. Central Florida was not in the club. Houston was not in the club. Memphis was not in the club. They're still trying to, Central Florida got in, Houston got in, but it's a different scenario because you just wonder, is our time ever coming? And if it doesn't, how long until the haves and have-nots are split so far apart that you can't get there? So Santa Ono, Mike Bone, Mike Thomas, even Whit Babcock, everybody that Bob Goen, all the people that had a hand deserve a ton of credit because Cincinnati very easily could have just faded into oblivion, as Mike Tyson once said.
They could have been left out again, and fortunately, they were not. For me, it hasn't actually hit yet. It won't actually. I don't feel like I'll actually feel it until the games start. I know that I guess because we've talked about it so much, it's kind of obviously it was a huge landmark event last night for the clock to hit midnight, and Cincinnati is part of the Big 12 now. But it just it's not going to feel real to me until
there's games.
There's a kickoff until there's
Oklahoma's at Nippert Stadium,
right? And not at Paycor until there's a tip off, and Cincinnati is officially playing in the best conference in the country for basketball. So I'm excited to see where this all goes. Obviously, there's other sports that will happen as well with women's basketball and softball and lacrosse and just different things. But it's fun. And there was another event yesterday as well. Well, Friday, I guess, where they tapped the Scentsy light kegs. You were there in attendance. How was that event?
The event was great. I expect UC to be partnering with Rheingeist a lot because that's just a really cool venue You put some TVs in there. They put an arcade in the place where the little kids had a chance to go and like be entertained.
So family friendly, not just a brewery. Right.
So Keegan, I know Keegan got there like right as I was getting ready to head down to Swiftyville and meet up with Kelsey. But Keegan said he stayed and watched the Reds game there.
Nice.
And him and a couple friends like just hung out and enjoyed the afternoon and evening there. I know Dave was there last night.
Dan Horde with Dan Horde did the first pour.
Yeah.
Do you think Ryan Geis is wondering as you tried it? One of the things that you told me last night was just how good it was. Do you think they're wondering if they messed up by?
They might have made it too good. They might have made it too good. They might be donating. They might be donating way more money to Scentsy Reigns than they ever envisioned.
Like,
because
maybe we should have rebranded Cheetah. And
it was very like in terms of what it is. Like that's you have to take things in context. It is what it is. It is a reasonably priced light American lager that is designed to be consumed like tailgating and watching games, and like the category I would define as like sports beer. Okay. Like it's a good sports beer where you're watching a game. If you drink 6 IPAs during a game, you're destroyed at the end of the game.
Correct.
If you have 6 or 7, yeah, I've heard. I've asked you. You've told me about it. Like, but if you're happy consuming some light lagers, you're gonna feel pretty good. And like
you're an avid Bud Light guy.
Yeah.
Trying to be as unbiased as you can.
I think it's a better. Okay, so twofold answer.
Okay.
If I was comparing a canned 12-ounce Bud Light and a canned 12-ounce Scentsy Light, I would drink the Scentsy Light 1,000 times over 1,000.
You drank it out of the can?
No, I'm just saying, like, well,
can taste different than tap.
If I was drinking a draft, I did drink it out of a can, but it was the growler. Like that was poured out of the tap and into the growler and the lid.
So it's not quite a fair assessment 1-to-1.
Yeah. If I was drinking a draft Bud Light compared to a draft Scentsy Light, I would drink the draft Scentsy Light 1,000 times out of 1,000. It's better.
Okay.
It's crisper. It's easier to drink. I was over at Dave's today for his son's birthday party, and he said even like, and this is the kind of the feel I got from everybody that I've talked to that's had it. Is all of a sudden you look down and there's like this much left, and you're like, I don't think I drank that much of that beer, but I'm gonna need another one.
as you drink more, that feeling happens more and more often, though.
Yeah, this is on the first one and the second one, not the 8th one and the 9th one. So Ryan Geis did a phenomenal job. It is crisp. It is easy to drink. I had 3, I think 2 or 3. Before I went downtown to the banks, and I didn't feel heavy. I didn't feel like overly intoxicated. You know what I mean? Like I felt pretty good. I was like, all right, go down here, hang out with the kid, and deal with the 100,000 Swifties that were around the banks, plus the 35,000 Reds fans that were down there too.
Sheesh.
That was the scene. I've never seen downtown like that. I've never seen anything like it. But that's a different topic for a different show. Scentsy Light was really good. Really good. If the canned product comes out anywhere close to what we tasted yesterday, they are going to sell way more than they ever imagined because it's good. It's legitimately good.
Very good. There was some sports action that took place this weekend.
Sports ball! Yes!
As Tyler McKinley was seen,
that was this week, not this weekend, but...
above expectations, though.
So that is, Tyler, they had NBA Players Association. This is an event run by the Players Association. So there's a lot of former players that are looking to get into coaching, that they coach these teams.
Sure.
It's very heavy on instruction, but they do have games, and they have, over the past couple of years, opened this up to coaches where they can go down. It's crazy that like a week earlier, I was at the ESPN Wild World of Sports for Kelsey's volleyball tournament. This week, they were down there for NBA Players Camp at the Wide World of Sports. That is especially for big men, this is a really hard event to put up numbers because everybody's new. They're being coached by guys that aren't really coaches yet, that are trying to get into coaching. And to be able to consistently produce high-level numbers at this event, and also it's the top one. Essentially, the goal is to have the top 100 players in the country, regardless of class. Like, I've seen sophomores there, juniors there. Okay. The largest amount are seniors, but there are underclassmen and, a wider range of guys there. It is really hard to put up big numbers at NBA Players Camp because they're substituting. Everybody's playing pretty much an equal amount of minutes for the most part. And it's ultra competitive, and you don't get a ton of shots up. The games are usually pretty low scoring in comparison to like what you'd see at an AAU event, stuff like that. So for somebody to come in and do what Tyler McKinley did was impressive. And I've had people all week hitting me up and saying, yo, that's a really, really good get for the Bearcats. And it's because of what we've talked about with Tyler. Passing, spacing, running the floor, being able to catch the ball in motion, like all these things, and then being able to guard, not just the interior, but being able to get out and move his feet on the perimeter. Everybody that I've talked to, assistant coaches at Power 5 programs around the country, scouts, people in the 24/7 Rivals, On 3 world, everybody was really, really impressed with what Tyler did. And for me, that's a huge plus. I've been to that camp 7, 8, 10 times. I've been a lot.
Right.
And I know how that camp works and how difficult it is for guys to look really good. So that's a major jump for Tyler to go into that setting and really ball out. So good job.
Yeah, it feels like his recruitment was a little less ballyhooed than Rayvon Griffith's by comparison. And I think that's nothing but a good thing to get those kind of accolades from the people who are involved at that level, as you are talking to your sources throughout the country in regards to this kid. So that's nothing but a good sign for his class.
More importantly, to hear coaches from around the country being like, hey, man, that's a really good get for Cincinnati. That's a big positive, a big plus, because essentially every high major coach in the country was there. Like, you're not allowed to really do official visits right now. So everybody was
a loophole.
Everybody was in Orlando. Like every head coach and all of his on the road recruiting assistants were there. And I got hit up multiple times like, yo, this dude's playing his ass off. So
very cool.
Happy for Tyler because, look, I've said this multiple times. He's a good basketball player. Got a chance to be a really good basketball player. He's a far better kid. Far better kid. So to see him achieving this is really awesome.
Well, speaking of good people, happy trails to Chris Lapor.
Yeah.
You will be missed, sir.
Love Chris. As I said on Twitter, since he got here, as soon as he found out like my situation and what Kelly was going through and all of that, he has been top shelf. Checking on us, making sure everything's okay. If I ever posted something that was a little cryptic or just me struggling through a tough night, Like either that night or in the morning, I would wake up, Chris being like, "You all right? You good?" And that's a common theme throughout the staff, top to bottom. But that means a lot, man. Like when you're going through that, it's important to know you got people that have your back. And Chris at every turn had my back. I just think with him, it's tough, man. 3 young kids. This is a business where you have to work and work and work and work and work. And if you get a chance to maybe get a 9-to-5 that pays you pretty well, and you get a chance to, his wife is from Louisville. I believe this opportunity is going to get his family to Louisville. It can't blame him, but it's going to suck. I'm going to miss him. He is, as he posted on Twitter, he will stay on and continue to run the West Miller basketball camps. Which is great. And I've heard nothing but from people that have done those camps, great things about their interaction with Chris and how well he does that. I do think you might see some NLI opportunities come from Chris's new job down the road.
NIL.
Yeah. Sorry.
Not letters of intent.
Right. NIL opportunities from Chris come down the road as he gets settled in his new position, but really happy for him. Like he's really excited about it. And I think it's, I think it's big time for him to take that next step in his life and get to do something that maybe gives him a little more time to hang with his crew. And you guys know I'm going through a change. Like I spend more time with Kelsey now than I have probably in the entire 11 and a half, 12 years or whatever she's been around, 12 and a half years. It's important. I don't even know how old she is. Whatever.
Right. That's why I left. I will say, Chris was always very gracious and welcoming to not just you, obviously, but also to any member of BCJ. I think I speak for both Brent, myself, Brett Stein, anyone who approached him under your umbrella. He was always very gracious with his time and words. And
it's a great dude, just a great human.
Yep.
So I'm happy for him. This world ain't for everybody, and it's important when you realize I might be happier doing something else that you go do it. Like don't wait and find out later. Like go do it. Unfortunately for you guys, I'm sick in the head, and this is just what I do.
Kudos to him. He'll be missed. We're stuck with you.
Chris. Yep, you guys are stuck with me. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not leaving. That's the nightcap. We'll see you tomorrow night. I think we'll have something good to talk about tomorrow night. So we'll see you then. Thanks to Galactic Fried Chicken right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!